Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silverwolves. We find ourselves preparing to defend our World Series championship from last season. We're in fact two-time champions. I remember that now, and we're trying to get to three. What's new about this team? Some old friends have been here for a while. Jacques Alotto, Thomason, Zapata, and Henderson have all been here for several years. Um, Thomason is getting his chance to reprise his brilliant 2033 campaign and prove to us that he can be a reliable option at any infield position, but mostly produce reliably offensively, so we can consider giving him a new extension. Giovanni Rodriguez is getting his second opportunity to start every single game for us. He had a pretty good debut season last year. Jason Dominguez returns after a pretty solid season with us. 2 seasons, in fact. And we're going to be able to enjoy his services for a couple more years still. There's also some new players here. Spencer Jones was a late. No, actually, Spencer Jones we had last year. Who else here is new? Is it just Bryce Eldridge? It might just be Bryce Eldridge. Um, Bryce is a really solid outfielder that also happens to pitch. And I think the A's are using him mostly to pitch, which I think was a mistake. If he does happen to pitch, great, but that's not what he's here for. He's here to hit baseballs good. Colt Long and Spencer Jones were both here last year. They're just kind of getting a chance to show what they can do. Our rotation is pretty similar to last year's. In fact, very similar. Very similar. Chase Hampton was our medium term free agent. We added him in the offseason from the Yankees. We're hoping that he can have a bit of a renaissance with us. But Harmon, Eob, Jarvis, and Perry are all old friends. Very old friends at this point. Our bullpen, Joe Welch has graciously stepped aside to become the reliever, to become the setup man to Nate Quinn's dominating closer, we hope. Varner is an old friend. Ramos is an old friend. Yeferi Smith is an old friend. Miguel Sam is our other new acquisition. We got him in the Rule 5 draft. And we're hoping he can give us some depth in the bullpen. I believe Mike Taylor is also a Rule 5 pick, which he is, so. In a lot of ways, we're just running it back. We're just running it back. We did get a new backup catcher and Leonardo Bernal. I wanted somebody a little bit more experienced who still had a bit more to offer us in terms of his capabilities here. Is Bernal on the 40-man? He should be. He is. Okay. Lineup-wise, this is kind of the last ride for a couple of players, specifically Nathan Rosario and Alex Winter. We've had them both for a really long time, and yet neither one of them has really shown that they can be trusted over the course of a season. If one or both of them could really start to show us something, then we can consider giving them a bigger deal at some point. Yeah. Our offense is just a little bit dodgy. I don't know how I feel about it. We do have a couple of intriguing options. In Tim Reeves, we have Zach Veen. We have options should the need arise, but I think for right now, this is what gives us the best chance to win. Napi Rosario's elite power off the bench is so incredibly valuable. I'm honestly surprised he's not getting a chance to start. I mean, he's obviously the one-trick pony to end all one-trick ponies. The man hit 63 home runs in the minor leagues last year. That's a lot of home runs. Can he do that in the major leagues? I highly doubt it. But anything's possible, I suppose. Pardon me. Is help on the way? Difficult to say. If we take a look at our prospect pipeline, I don't think this is a good time to do it as any. When we take a look at just the Charlotte Silverwolves, the only team that matters, very few people are on a course to start anytime soon. And certainly none of our hitters. While I still think some of our hitters have a ton of value to us and could play big roles in the near future, I think that future is 3 years away. Which is not an ideal situation to find ourselves in. We don't have really good prospects in the high minors. Most of our good prospects are in the low minors. And so maybe trying to restock our farm system would be a helpful thing to do. My problem is I don't know what we would give up to accomplish that goal. I truly don't know. Spencer Jones seems like a pretty obvious casualty. Do I have a player that is capable of great things that plays first base? I don't think I have one. Mm. Mm. Zach Veen is solid for what he does, but I'm not convinced at all that he is the answer to any question, let alone the question, who should our next first baseman be? Um, I don't know. I just do not know who our best choice would be. I guess we could try to make Nathan Rosario learn first base. He wouldn't even be a terrible choice there. Getting some reasonable prospects would actually be pretty helpful. Let me do a quick check first of the free agent list. Is there any high potential guys that maybe just need an opportunity? Rodolfo Galindo is basically Nathan Rosario, but even better defensively. I'm fine with offering that type of person a contract. We can have him along as a treat. And there's really just a bunch of organizational depth here. Let me take a quick peeky peek at first baseman and sort them by batting ratings. Is there a better first baseman to be had? Not really. But I sort by power because power is clearly what I need the most help with. There is Hunter Goodman. Hunter Goodman is at least a semi-cromulent first baseman. I just don't think he's what I'm looking for. So the question is, if we trade Spencer Jones, who do we replace him with? And I don't know the answer to that question. Bryce Aldridge can handle first base pretty easily, so maybe that's what we do. If I offered, so Spencer Jones hit 36 home runs last year. That's 36 more home runs than we got that I expect to get from most of the players on this roster. I guess it'll harm me keeping him to the trade deadline and then maybe trying to flip him for a decent prospect. But it's kind of hard for us to reload effectively just because our team has been so good for so long. That I don't have the high level draft picks that we really need to show to get these players to develop quickly. So, I didn't even remember this trade, but it definitely happened. What has our best trade ever been at this point? I want manager's office. I want history, and then I want decision history. Turning John Grisham into Bo Naylor seems like it's been a pretty good choice. That one worked out for us quite well. I remember Juan Escalera. He was actually surprisingly important, but just for a couple of seasons. Look at my top 15. I want all the positive feedback. None of my trades have been catastrophic. Part of the issue is Graham Ashcraft here, and we ended up picking Graham Ashcraft back up. Bruce Zimmerman actually hurt. I think more than I was prepared to accept at the time. But Adam Macko has been a surprisingly decent pitcher, although not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination. Gavin Lux was such a silly, silly choice to acquire. Like, this isn't so much at Easton McGee and Nassim Nunez are amazing players, but as much as Gavin Lux was a fucking dumpster fire from the word go. Um, mm. I find this trade getting pushed back kind of interesting, although I don't necessarily disagree with it. I think our biggest issue has just been that most of our players we got from us haven't had a chance to actually start yet, and that Escaler has proven to be mediocre. He's been serviceable, but he also hasn't been consistent and definitely was overpaid for what he was actually being able to contribute. So, losing Brando Mejia was apparently a really bad decision, and you know what? I think they were probably right. I think they were probably right. Damn. Like in my defense, when we lost him, he wasn't very good. He was kind of a mid-tier prospect that just happened to blossom once he left our team. But if we would have had Brando Mejia, we never would have spent as much money on Jason Dominguez. But mm, I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable. I'm curious to see what Bo Naylor manages to accomplish in Cincinnati, or if he continues to have good years in Minnesota. I think we dumped him at the right time. I think he is comically overpaid, and the idea that anybody would pay him $20 million is laughable. Like, that's just such a stupid choice. It is not going to end well. I feel pretty confident. Hi, Sergio. Hi, Chocolatto. We've hit pretty well on quite a few trades, so I am pleasantly surprised with how we're doing. Okay, enough fucking around. Let's get some baseball played. Let us baseball to the best of our abilities. Oh no. Anyway, not Peyton Tolly. There you go. It is way too early to talk about this yet, but I think the number one thing we could probably add in by the deadline is either a new first baseman or an upgrade in the bullpen. I think we still need more bullpen arms. Like I think our top tier bullpen arms are fantastic. Quinn, Welch, Varner are all excellent. What we don't have are those mid tier arms that can really carry us over the edge if we need them to. So that's something to be concerned about as time progresses. I mean, I guess we could always get a new third base and move Gunnar Henderson to first base. That's also a legal move, a legal baseball move. Ishmael Saceda is really impressing in the international complex. Given that this is the guy that we got for free out of the Netherlands, that's pretty wild. It's always like TCR, talent change randomness, when it's really crazy, is really satisfying, but you can't count on it. I think the better ones to see are people that start off at a really low level and just become mid tier. Ishmael Saceda has gone from like a genuine afterthought to somebody who might crack a major league roster someday. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm saying it could happen. He's got enough stuff. He's got enough control. He's got some really good pitch mix. I think he's got a chance to at least be a decent reliever. And it's also possible that he could develop quickly and become a starter. While we play through the next month of the season, a programming note: the Root video did quite well. Quite a few people watched it. I want to play some more Root, So over the next few weeks, I'm gonna show off the other four starting factions, the other three starting factions, excuse me, the Irie, the Vagabond, and the Woodland Alliance. So you'll get at least 3 more videos of content out of Root, and then I'll see what people think and if they want me to play it more, or if they would just rather bask in the glory. The other thing I wanted to talk about is doing some more 18xx videos. Um, Probably 18 Mag, which is Hungarian Railways, and 18 India once it comes out of alpha on 18xx.games. So more videos will be coming to the channel. It's just a question of when it's going to happen and when I'll have the time for it. Speaking of things we don't have the time for, Leonardo Bernal, I would like you politely to shut the fuck up. I'd like you to take your word hole and seal it. Wow, it took a fucking perfect game to defeat me. I mean, or scoring 9 runs. That's another big thing here, but Bernal, I gave you a fucking job and nobody else would, so how about you take your opinions and shove them right up your butt? Martin Luther King Jr. has 500 home runs. That's a lot of home runs. But that's what math tells me. 500 is a big number. It's one of the numbers of all time. This is superbly ill-timed. I don't really have another center fielder that I can trust on this roster. Definitely not Chris Moorman. Steve Scheindel is fine. I'll call him up just because I need somebody to take this role, but I am not enthused with our chances of playing effective center field. I need to take some of these mid-tier prospects and package them for something more substantial. Oh, I'm gonna take Eli Ferguson and Chris Moorman and combine them. I can't. Okay, fine. I'll start with Chris Moorman, and I will add Eli Ferguson manually. Here you go. And then we'll go to AAA, and we will add Eli Ferguson. Here you go. I just want to see what kind of players are being offered to me, and then I can make an informed decision from there. Pretty much nothing of value is being offered to me, which is disappointing, but perhaps not unexpected. Eh. Hmm. I like Austin Hendrick, but not enough to trade for him. I don't think anything here is all that interesting. So I think I will regrettably pass. If I remove Eli Ferguson, do people just not want Eli Ferguson? Maybe. Maybe like Eli Ferguson, ew, he's gross. Which, fair. Fair statement. No, it's the same thing. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, you're not coming back, Spencer Jones. Unless you're hitting like 15 home runs already. You're hitting 7. You just don't make enough contact to be a worthwhile and regular first baseman. Although I should wait at least until the end of May to make that decision here. I am not happy. I'm a camper that lacks happiness right now. Mm. I need more depth. I've needed depth to center field for so fucking long. Like it's not even funny at this point. But I just keep assuming, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm brain damaged. I just keep assuming that we'll figure it out, and then something catastrophic happens, and then we don't figure it out. Which is not ideal. Some people getting slightly better at baseball. It's better to see them get better at baseball than worse at it. That's for certain. Okay, players are doing baseball things at a slightly improved rate. One of these days, Dusty Hackett will actually get a chance in the major leagues. I feel like I've had a lot invested in him for a while now, and he just can't get his opportunity. Mostly because they keep making him pitch for reasons I don't fully fathom. That's not what he's here for. He's here to hit, which he has not done his entire stay in the minor leagues. So that's a thing. What do we do? Jacques Leto is off to an ice cold start this season. And I think that's really hurting us as a team. Like a lot of players should be hitting a lot better. But like across the board, only Giovanni Rodriguez and Sergio Zapata are really hitting at a high level, and to a lesser extent, Colt Long, who's apparently now our center fielder. Okay. I think we just need to keep going and let this kind of sort itself out, and then at the end of May, we'll have a better sense of what we actually need or don't need. I think the fact that we're in second place despite our lineup being ice cold is just really exciting. And it shows that we still have a long way to improve if the opportunity presents itself. I think we've got some decent choices here. Why would you do this to me, Frank Soto? Sergio Zapata, my dudes, is literally dragging his team kicking and screaming into relevancy. I love it. And always the more I praise Sergio Zapata, the more I'm like he like sticks his foot in a wood chipper and gets his leg torn off. I understand that. I understand that I'm playing with fire here. Um, 300 saves for Abner Uribe. Nice. I'm glad to see he's doing well. I'm glad. Hopefully things are going better for us. I have a feeling that they probably aren't. Like, let me be clear, I'm the second best team in the American League. I don't think it's too ridiculous of how we're actually performing. Really? Oh, you probably wanted actual money. That's fair. That's incredibly fair. How's Bobby Rear Barton? Does he actually have a future? Not much of one. Yeah, Kramos is a nifty little shortstop if we need one. Uh, Dodak Sodersky is not very good, but he's getting better. He's getting less bad. Always appreciated. I don't need a guy who's already bad at defense to get worse. I genuinely had hopes that you would actually end up being a pretty solid two-way player, and now it seems like you're struggling to see the field, which is not ideal. I mean, I still think you've got a lot of talent, so it's just going to be a question of can you ever actually capitalize on said talent. Hard to say. Hard to say. All right, it's getting really concerning at this point. Hmm. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure out why all of a sudden Indy Jacques Little forgot how to hit. It's very distressing to me. I am distressed. And I bet the issue is yeah, he's just not making contact for whatever reason. He is ridiculously far off of his standard BABIP, which is troubling to say the least. Chris Thomason is struggling mostly because he's lost his power. That's annoying. Gunnar Henderson just never fails to disappoint. Um, for the amount of money we're paying him, I would expect competence, and we just haven't gotten that on a regular basis. We could use. We're number one in the league in runs scored, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. I suppose that's unfair, but I wish we had a more reliable offense, and especially Sergio Zapata playing as well as he is. His Ribby numbers look bad, and here's the thing. Okay, RBIs are a junk stat, in that if the only thing you care about is RBI, you're going to have bad players. Like, that's just how it is. However, in this case, the fact that his rate stats are quite close to last year's, but his ribbies are so far down, is because the guys sort of aren't getting on base. This also means that there aren't people on base when he comes up, which means they're also a little bit freer to walk him and help avoid some of the more serious damage, which is what's definitely happening. His walks are spiking from last season because he's considered less of a threat. We could definitely use a reliable bat in this lineup. Somebody to partner with Gunnar Hender or partner with Sergio Zapata. Let's take a quick peek at the trade block and see what might be available. I would like all batters, please. But I don't want their pitching ratings because that's fucking stupid. I would like their power or just their general offense of capabilities here. Evan Carter would be a lovely addition to this club, and I know for a fact we cannot afford him, both monetarily and lineup space wise. Plus, I want somebody who's going to stick around for a bit. I don't want somebody who's just going to be there and then disappear. It's Cleveland Guardian Travis Bazana. What's up, my dude? Maybe. Or do I want contact? Do I want an on-base machine? Man, if Wade Meckler could play any position at all with any skill, I think he'd be a pretty decent choice. I like Matt Shaw quite a bit. Matt Shaw looks like he would be a pretty damn solid baseball player. Can I add him to my team? Can we get Matt Shawed? Is that an allowed thing? I don't want to give you a genuine prospect, but this gives me something to work with here. I'm going to start with Spencer Jones. I'm going to offer this and see if he takes it. No, you're wanting really good players in exchange. Okay. What if I offered you the immortal, the unstoppable Chris Moorman? And Eli Ferguson. Literally none of these are moving the needle in the slightest, which doesn't surprise me. It just doesn't surprise me. I don't want to give up one of my few high-level hitters. I think that is foolish in the extreme. That's the problem. The prospects that I have, I want to keep. Um, Ernesto Rosales. What about Dusty Hackett? Dusty Hackett doesn't change anything. And I think that's my issue. There's literally nothing I can give you unless I'm pairing you with something really useful like Sergio Carrillo. And I just don't think that's smart. I don't think that's a good use of my time. I don't think it's intelligent. I think trading for a short-term upgrade of first base is really stupid. I have some really good hitters. They're just really deep in the minors, is the problem. Alfredo Rosado's pretty good. I guess I could give you Van Trump, but the idea of getting a genuine two-way player is just too appealing to me. Wilson Ventura I would part with. I think Wilson Ventura is the most mid of my prospects. No, you know what you want and you're not willing to settle for anything less. While I respect that, means I'm not going to be trading with you. Blah, 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 blah. There it is. Matt Shaw would be a pretty solid choice, but I just don't think it's smart. I'm not going to Christopher Morel because I'm not taking that salary relief off your hands. That's silly. Shouldn't have given him that much money in the first place. SMH my head. I could always try to bring back Judd Fabian. I just don't know why I would. God, I wish Gunnar Henderson would just retire. I shouldn't say that. He's a solid player. He's just not worth what we're paying him. I don't see a way to readily upgrade my offense, which is problematic. We'll get Jason Dominguez back soon. That'll help. I'll be able to send down Shandila. I assume my existing players to play better. That's what I need. I need you to get good, noobs. Get fucking good. Alright. Why am I only rolling with 4 starters right now? Bryce Eldridge is starting? Why? I mean, if that's what you think is best, we'll do it, but I don't know why we are. Oh, because he's struggled quite badly. Okay. That's reasonable. I would like another genuine starting pitcher on the roster, though, even if it means giving up, like, a Miguel Sam Jr. I think I'd rather have a guy like Peyton Tolley or Josh Batty. Probably Josh Batty on the roster. Than Miguel Syme. So I think we're going to go and return him to his home club and then call up Batty. Does anybody want Peyton Tolley by any question, by chance? Is there a market for him? Probably not. Yeah, there's a I want to dump my salary. I don't think so, game. Nice friggin' try. I do want to go ahead and add a couple people to the 40 man because I have some spots. I'm going to add all 4 of you fine gentlemen to the 40 man roster. Done. We'll also add Nelson Castillo. I think that's a good idea. Is anybody here just utter shit? Yeah, Edgar Aguirre is pretty not good. Anyways. So the question, how do we kickstart this offense? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know that question has an answer. Other than just keep doing what we're doing and hope that some of our really ice cold bats start picking it up. Um, I need another bat in the worst way. I desperately need a new competent offensive performer, and the problem is that none of my like sure, could I swap Nathan Rosario for Chris Moorman? Absolutely. I think I just need to give up on Nathan Rosario. I think I need to end my passionate love affair for him and just accept the fact that he's never going to be a good player. I only want prospects or regulars from him, though. I'm not going to take on your shitty contract for him. But somebody's going to look at the way I look at him, and he's going to hit 90 home runs in a season. Those will be his only 90 hits, and nobody wants him. I'm going to go ahead and option him to the minor leagues. And I think we bring back Tim Reeves. The Revenator, if you will. I feel bad for Nathan Rosario. Like, I'm the only person that believes in him, and yet I keep selling him down the river. I need to change something. And even if it's just a bench outfielder who never hits the ball with any sort of consistency, then that's what happens. Shandila, go to the minors, you incompetent fuck. Let's bring back Jason Dominguez. Is calling him an incompetent fuck mean? Probably. That's probably a mean thing to say, but I also don't care. She tried to. Oh, that's a kick in the balls. That is most distressing, and I don't know that I have a reliever that's quite ready for prime time. Disgusting. Game. I could just call it Casey Choate, but I'd like him to get a little more minor league experience before I just yank him up to the major leagues. That is unfortunate. That is unkind, game. Very unkind. Like, Welch is pretty good. I'm not even saying that as a criticism of Welch, but Nate Quinn has the possibility to be like one of the best closers in the league, which I don't think Welch has that in him. Maybe he did at one point, but he certainly doesn't anymore. I really want that division title pretty badly because I want the extra week of rest. But we'll see what happens here. I just really need Jacques Lotte to start hitting. That's what I need. I need him to start playing like he usually does, and everything else will take care of itself. Do I need to bring him in like a personal chef or something? I don't know. Mid-season reviewables. You want must have better right fielder. I get that. I'm disappointed with your face. Okay, Colin Barnes, if that is your real name. I'm disappointed with your fucking ridiculousness of, I wish we had a better farm system. Okay, I'll just start sucking more then. That's okay, right? Just tell everybody, take five, guys. We're gonna put up cardboard cutouts of Silverwolves past, and they're gonna play the game for us. So we can suck enough to get a good draft pick, because that's clearly what the owner wants. We are losing players like flies all of a sudden, and I don't love it. Next one up is Peyton Tolley, this fucker. He keeps. I can't get rid of him. He can't keep doing this. Yeah, he's out for the season or close to it. No, he's out for the season. Like he's not coming back. Um, I want to try to pick up a reliever at the deadline, and I want to try to pick up 1 to 2 more impactful bats. Jesus Christ, game! Like holy shit! No, I can't even trade Spencer Jones at the deadline, which was one of my plans. I guess Chris Moorman gets to come back to the majors, so good for him. I'd like to get another infielder on this roster. I don't know whether that's Velasco or that's Kimura, but I would like to have another infielder. Because 7 outfielders is excessive. So Moorman, just kidding. I think I'd rather have Kimura because he's a slightly better hitter. Although Velasco is the more accomplished shortstop. I think let's give Velasco. Let's use Velasco. There you go. Cool. Is there anybody else that is holding down a spot that really shouldn't be? Like Tyler Spangler is unimpressive, but I also don't have anybody better than him right now. These are the questions that plague me. I mean, at least Andy Chocolate is stealing bases, so he's still providing positive value if he's not the on-base machine that we need him to be for this lineup to really cook. Ooh, Zapata got 5 hits in a game. Nice. Very nice. Why is this? Oh, is Gurola yet another one of these guys that could have been mine? No. Why are you on my short list? Did I trade you? Huh. I guess I just considered drafting him at one point and then didn't do it. Hmm. Good for him, I guess. Player development. Anything wild happening? Not really. I mean, Josh and Trump is improving his defense again, which is something. You're so slow at developing bidders, you have no idea. Or maybe you do. I feel like we've probably got 3 All-Stars this year. Maybe 4, but probably more likely 3. Let's see. Joe Welch makes the All-Star team. Zapata obviously makes the All-Star team. And that is literally it. We have 2 All-Stars this year. Wow, and I thought there was me being unkind, but... Sad. Really, none of my pitchers made it? Not even one of my starters. Like, Ernie Jarvis is pitching pretty well this year, unless it's just a question of, yeah, it's got 2 WAR. Ernie Jarvis deserved a chance at the All-Star game. But no, I literally just get 2 people this year. I mean, Giovanni Rodriguez could have gotten some consideration. I think he's a perfectly cromulent catcher. Although, granted, all the catches are about the same level, so that's fair. Oh no, we did get 3 All-Stars. I missed Yoferi Smith. Nice. We did get 3 All-Stars. Just 2 of them are relievers. Yeah, I can't really complain. I don't really think... I mean, Gunnar Henderson is still decent, so is Giacoletto, but I just don't think either one of them have been as good as they need to be this year. Although Giacoletto is turning it around a bit. I'd still need a little bit more out of him, but I am content with this level of production if you can keep that up. All right, let's sim up to who made it from our prospects? Chaw. Rodolfo Guerrero is the only player who made it. Interesting. Anyways, let's go to the draft, my favorite time of the year. We're in such need of more help in the bullpen that I would easily draft a high quality reliever with our first round pick if one is available. And if they're relatively close to being major league ready. I don't think that's a misuse of my ability. I don't think it's a misuse of my draft picks at all. Not in the slightest. Oh, you got some comp picks from people not signing people. You could simply sign them. I'm just saying. That is a legal baseball move. Well, the impact relievers aren't there anymore. So instead, I keep saying we need depth at center field. And this is absolutely one of the center fielders of all time. But he's a bad outfielder, and he's, once again, another one of these hitters that I don't know if I can trust his bat. But I think Longoria is a good fit. Like, I guess his power is so good, and even as he has decent BABIP, so I guess his contact is being blind by the fact that it's just he strikes out a lot. He would instantly become one of the best power bats in the system. I need offense. I desperately need quality offense in this system. I think it's got to be Longoria. He's not a flawless prospect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he is the right choice for us. All right. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mitch Couples is a standout infielder with really good offensive skills. He's not terribly adaptable, but overall, I think this makes for a highly valuable draft pick. Plus, his name is adorable. It's Mitch Couples. I want to be friends with him, and I also want to offer him his bonus domain so we can bring him along. All right, one more offensive player, and then we're going to shift over to pitch. Oh my god, Danny Law is incredible. How does a player of this caliber make it to the third round? I genuinely don't know, but he is amazing. He's an elite bat that happens to play really good defense. Done. Thank you for falling to me in the third round, because holy shit, are you an incredible player. All right, now I'm just going to start taking best player available. Eric Hassinger keeps falling. He doesn't throw terribly hard, but he's got okay control. Decent stuff. Keeps the ball down. Fastball changeup splitter. I will acknowledge his third pitch is kind of shit, but I think it's still worthwhile grabbing him. He works hard, which means there's a chance that he will put in the work to make himself a better pitcher. If not, he's a really good reliever. So I think $1.1 million for a pitcher of his potential upside is worthwhile. Steve Austin be sticking around, yo. I mean, he's a first baseman. He's stupid. He's dumber and shit. So I probably won't bother with him. Ted Salvato is much more of a hard worker. And I like his bat. I think we'll take good old Ted here. I would pick up Steve Austin for $0. Since that is not what is on offer here, let's look at Eric Gibb. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's got okay power, and he'd make a decent third baseman, but like he's I don't know. I don't know that he's a good fit. Let's keep looking. Prince Diouf. I wonder if he's related to Montreal's Canadiens legend Marcel Diouf. Probably not. Nice fastball curveball mix. Excellent stuff. Good control. Yes, I think he's a fine choice. Him I will happily draft. The Gipper keeps slipping. I'll think about it, but for right now, I just want the best players I can acquire. Ron Fox is an excellent choice. Let's grab Ron Fox. Pete Johnston is Neifi Rosario reborn with a little bit of better batting eye. I'm willing to take a chance on this at this point in the draft. It's a pretty small sum of cash, and I think he can probably do it. So, what the fuck? Let's go for it. For an 8th round draft pick, I'm more than willing to offer him a small sum of cold hard cash to sign with me. John Tata is pretty solid. He isn't the hardest thrower. I think that's the thing that's holding him back from being a truly excellent pitching prospect. But I'm willing to see that he can maybe add some velocity in our system. I think that's a fair question. Chris Van Mulder is an uninteresting player. He is very mauled, one might say. But he's not bad. And I like having lots of catchers in our system. But let's try to get a little bit more creative here. Not current batting ratings, you fucking jerk. I would like their contact potential. Now see, in a world with Theodore Lindsay in it, high contact, admittedly because he doesn't strike out very much, good power, is fragile. And he played at a really bad competition, so maybe Theodia is not the fit for us. What about Van Mulder? I sat there making fun of him saying how he sucked, but no, he actually is genuinely the best choice, so yeah, we'll do it. I don't like negotiating. I just like giving them what they want when I have plenty of money to offer to them. I'm not paying Theodia Lindsay. I don't think so. Let's get Andy Lewis in here. Andy Lewis seems like an okay choice. Plus, he cost me $0.00, which is always appreciated. Ed Goss is a really good pitcher. Like, I don't know why he isn't ranked higher than he is, but he is an excellent pitcher and highly worthy of becoming a Charlotte Silver Wolf. I like Stefan Limbrick. I like the elite control potential, and I like the fact that he has 2 good pitches. I mean, he does run the risk of people of his teammates nicknaming him Stefan Limp Dick, but I think that's a choice he's willing to make. Shamar Willie, I'm in. I'm in. Default. Are there any other decent, interesting players? Maybe. Omari Smooth. What an incredible name. What a terrible player. Like, he's not completely hopeless, but he is uninteresting. Josh Burt, you're in. I love your name, but I also like your flexibility, and I think you actually have a chance to stick at center field. Plus, Josh Burt is just one of the best names I've ever heard from a baseball player. That's pretty amazing. Dave Quintanilla has really good power, but it's his only real plus skill. I think that's fine for the checks notes 16th round of the draft. Let's do it. Why is Pat McMullen impossible? He throws really fucking hard. Like, really hard. I'm not at all convinced that he's got the brightest future, but I'm more than eager to keep an eye on him and see what he does in the minor leagues. Mike Stevens is an excellent catcher. So even if he's not a great hitter, that's more than worthy of a late pick. Mike Littlefield is woefully uninteresting, but we can give him a shot, I guess. Damn, somebody took my beautiful boy. Uh, can Pete Drake play defense? He can pretend to play defense. They asked me if I had a degree in theoretical physics, and I said I had a theoretical degree in physics. My favorite lines from Fallout New Vegas. What a game. Grady Cockrell. Mm. Mm. Eh. I am unimpressed. I have never been less impressed by a group of. I guess I'll go with fielding ratings. Does anyone else have like incredible outfield range? Mitch Dolan isn't terrible. He could develop into a decent defensive outfielder. So you know what? For our final pick in the draft, we can have Mitch Dolan. I feel like we've got a lot of prospects that could play a big role on the team, but I don't really see anybody that I'd look at and I like slobber over, except for Danny Law, who is fucking amazing. And there's even like a 10% chance that he develops the way that we think he will. He's going to be phenomenal. Even if he falls a little bit short, I'm really excited by him. More than any other prospect that we've got in this draft. Um, like, he's not just a starting catcher, he is a star catcher. Don't sleep on Eric Hassinger, though. My boy Eric here is quite talented. I mean, Ted Salvato. I think I'm just going to shortlist all of you. Pete Johnson, I don't give two shits about. He'll develop very well. Same with Von Mulder. Alright, let's go to the trading deadline. That is fantastic news. Nate Quinn returning makes me do a happy dance. I feel like somebody has to go to the minors to make room for Quinn, and I think that person is going to be Batty Josh. Sorry, but an armor Nate Quinn's caliber has to be on the team. Jake Ramos is not a bad pitcher either. Maybe I don't need bullpen help. Maybe I do just need to try to add in another hitter of some description. Maybe. Nice. My man also had 2 home runs. That's good shit. I like how rapidly people are like, oh fuck yes, we get to play for Charlotte now. Give me give me a new hat, a jersey, and pants. That's the service we provide here in Charlotte. That all of our players are permitted to wear a pair of pants during games and practice. They can wear shoes occasionally if they've been playing well. If they don't play well, they don't get to wear shoes. Um, we're a really good team this year. Okay, what do we got here? It's already expired. What the shit? I might have actually wanted him. I did want him. What a fucking turd to just be like, oh, we want this deal? Nah, fuck you. And why are you on my list? Oh, are you one of the other players that could have drafted back in 26? Yeah, you are. You know what, Josh? I don't give two shits. Playing for the Silver Wolves, you wouldn't have gotten hurt. You should have just accepted being drafted in, like, the 7th round. Alright. I'm looking for bats. And interesting reviews. I've already gotten a trade proposal. Jordan Alvarez would be an upgrade in first base. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not giving up Rosado for that. That's ridiculous. Simmons could be a really decent pitcher, but I'm more comfortable trading him. Yeah, let's do it. Who else is available? Oh, Evan Carter doesn't want to leave Cincinnati. Whatever, bro. I mean, Jordan Alvarez is just pretty much naked greed on my part. I don't necessarily know that he changes things too terribly much. I'd prefer somebody a bit more likely to be a good first baseman next year, because I'm not bringing Alvarez back. That's not going to happen. Nolan Schanuel is pretty solid, I think. But I can also just wait for him and grab him in the market. I don't need Tovar. Not when I still have fucking Gunnar Henderson on my team. Riley Green wouldn't be bad. I feel like Chris Fowler would be a really nice addition to this club. Even if he just acts as a background guy and someone who can handle center field in a pinch, I do need that depth pretty desperately. Joe Sorrell could be a real good player at some point. Is there anybody presently on the roster that I would want to trade for him? What about like Alex Winter? It does add more choices here. I think Sam Sager is somebody I'm willing to part with. That just gives me so much more depth and so much more raw talent that I'm completely on board with those both of those moves. Um, is there a longer term first baseman that is available? Somebody like in their 20s. You're a right fielder in your 20s, but I already know what you can provide, and I'm not interested. Kevin McGonigal isn't terrible. There's a lot to like about him potentially, but I don't know that I'm willing to offer him a deal. I don't think I will. I'm gonna end this sim and see if I get any other additional offers here. I wouldn't mind trying to keep Jordan Alvarez. I just don't think I'm going to be able to afford him, and I think he's going to want a lot of money that I'm not prepared to part with. Which I guess then begs the question, why not trade for like a Nolan Schanuel, who can also play for us next season? Kobe Mayo. Not for $15 million. Try again. Not for $17 million. Definitely try again. What if I traded for Schanuel and I offered you Tyler Spangler? How would that work for you? I will offer you McGillicuddy too. I just want decent first base options for both this year and next year. All right, I'm reasonably pleased with this trade deadline. Well, I don't think we got. Oh man, that's not that good anyway. You were asking for quite a lot for that too. Um, because I feel like Shanua, we can probably get to come back next season without paying him too much money. I do need a replacement catcher. And I think Chris. Ben Cryer is not terrible, but yeah, I think Toledo is a perfectly fine backup catcher. Do I have too many hitters now? I do have a lot of hitters now. But that's partly because two of my hitters are also pitchers, so. Um, let's have a chat with Mr. Shanul here. He wants a huge raise. That's not what I expected. So does fucking Jordan Alvarez. So basically, I traded for two first base, and none of whom will be here next year. That was pretty dumb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's one of the silly decisions I've ever made. Fowler, though, is a real one. Chris Fowler being on this club just gives us so many more options and so much more faith in what we're about. Okay, real talk. Jameer Jefferson, what's your deal? You would be a tolerable first baseman if we needed one, but you're certainly not a great one. Casey Schmidt sucks. Bobby Barton's not terribly thrilling. I need a first baseman still. Lame, but okay. I think I've increased our chance of winning the World Series this year, but I don't think I've given us a better team for next year. Um, Luke Fowler is really nice, and I like the flexibility he gives me, but I don't think he is the answer to a question unless the question is what was the most mediocre upgrade I could make. I think Jordan Alvarez definitely has a place to play. I think he has a lot to offer us in terms of just a rental that can maybe make sure that we have a good chance to win the World Series. I think that's very reasonable. Jake Ramos has casually become a starting pitcher, and I'm here for it. I mean, your first baseman that can't hit, I don't know how valuable that is. Just saying. Jake Bachman's getting better. Ernesto Rosales is getting better. Do I have enough infielders? Now that I traded McGillicuddy, I don't think that I do. I think I have too many outfielders again. I have too many first basemen. Two first basemen is kind of excessive. Where is the Dustinator? Dusty Hackett. He's not quite ready for the big leagues, but I'll tell you who is ready for the big leagues. Yuki Kimura. Cole Long has been pretty valuable. Tim Reeves, not so much. Let's send Tim to the minors and call up Kimura. This is just a temporary thing, though. Like, once rosters expand, I think there's a pretty good chance that they'll both end up on the team. Okay. I do enjoy winning a good pitcher's duel, but I enjoy beating the crap out of another team even more. I enjoy a thorough bludgeoning of my opponents, so I don't have to, like, stress. Corey Williamson has been playing out of his fucking mind this year. What a season he's had. 47 home runs. He's probably going to get to 50. I'd be more surprised if he didn't. Nate Quinn is rapidly developing a reputation, and it's not a good one, for being made of broken glass. I don't appreciate that. I need you to not get hurt so much, my friend. Sergio Carrillo, I was actually thinking about calling you up anyway, so I think we're going to do it. I'm going to give Sergio Carrillo a chance in the minor league, a chance in the majors. Tim Reeves has a fair bit of potential. I just think until he can make contact consistently, he's not a serious major league player. He just isn't. Um, hmm. Nate Quinn should be back for the postseason, which I think is our one saving grace. Is I think he will be back for the postseason. Being an astronaut would be objectively cool, but if it's anything like Kerbal Space Program, I don't think I'd do very well at it. Low key, Kerbal Space Program is the most frustrating video game I've ever played, with the exception of Silent Hunter. 4, I think it was. That game was very, very difficult for me. But especially, like, I just dislike Kerbal Space Program. I just bounce off of it so damn hard. People are like, oh, just watch 12 hours of videos and you'll figure it out. That's not appealing to me. I only have a limited amount of game in a given day. I don't want to spend most of watching fucking videos because I'm too stupid to figure out how to actually do the game. Um, Yankees, I'm gonna need you all to just stop. Actually, I wonder if the top two teams in the league are both from the same division, do we both get the bye week? A fair question to ask. A very fair question to ask. Almost as fair as the question is anybody's good at Sergio Zapata. The answer is no. We already knew that. Sergio Zapata is life. He is love. He is everything. Nice. Good job, Peyton. Portland. That's a word. Let's start promoting people. Reeves, Mormon, Pause, Agira. Is Hackett hurt? No, he's in high A. That's what happened. Mm. I'd like someone to be at least worth a 30 overall before I consider promoting him. So Dusty Hackett, I can let you be called up and get some reps at the major league level. I'd like to add some arms too if I could. But I guess that's not going to happen. Sad. Josh Batty is hurt. Alpha Lede is hurt. Oh, you are still on the 40-man. Yeah, I can call you up too. There you go. And then Nate Quinn will get his spot back too as soon as he's healthy. So it's going to be an interesting last couple weeks of the season because I genuinely don't know who's going to win the division. You dumb son of a bitch, Henderson. I don't know what your problem is, but being suspended doesn't do us any good. Let's beat up on the Tigers. That's good. That feels okay. Do I have a series against the Yankees left this season? I don't think I do. Like, very clearly we should both get a bye, but I don't think it's how it works. I think it's the top two division winners get the bye. Which means unless I win the division, which is certainly not a guarantee, then no first round bye for me. Okay, what are we looking at right now? Okay, if I win, I'm in. If I win, I win the division. There's nothing Yankees can do about it. If they win and I lose, we're tied. And then I think it goes to the head to head. If that's the case, the Yankees beat me. So if we win, we're in. Let's win so we can be in. We did not win, so which means we did not win the division title. Which means you have to go through the wild card round. God damn it. We really needed that victory, you shitheads. Oh my fucking god. The Kansas City goddamn Royals won how many games this year? 90? And they get a bye. Unbelievable. Playoff rosters. Who are we leaving off of the playoff roster? I am fine with this. I'm fine with this postseason roster. Let's get it done. Nice. Boom. Well, at least we didn't get eliminated in the first round. I was actually concerned about that for a moment. Simulated until the next postseason round. We will be facing the Yankees. The Yankees had our number during the regular season. I don't know if I'd like our chances. We just need some really good timing. Oh, do we not have any coaches whose contracts are coming up? Our pitching coaches was. Absolutely we can keep coaches. You developed some pretty fine pitchers, Mr. Macheese. Welcome back. Oh, I don't get to do that. I don't get a say in that. And I bet I also don't get a say in who his bench coach is. No, I do get a say in all his other coaches, not his pitching coach. Interesting. The chemistry is great. Both Bucci and Austin are pretty solid. I guess I was gonna let anybody go. I'd let Bucci go because Bucci has not been the best. Bucci is a pitching coach. He is not really a base coach. Interesting. I think we will keep you and sign somebody else to be and promote somebody else to be our new first base coach. I think that's reasonable. And then I want all of the minor league coaches to sign new deals. Not even look at you. That's how much I am fond of your abilities. Because I hired all of you. I think keeping good coaches is a really underrated part of being successful in this game. Because it just makes everything else about your team better if you have good coaches that can help develop your players along the line. There we go. Postseason bonuses for everybody. I said until next playoff round. You potatoes. There we go. I mean, that's amazing work, but I don't care because he's not coming back this season. What a wild fight that was. Damn. Gunnar Henderson cranking out 2 home runs. Mr. I hit 14 home runs during the World Series, or during the regular season, then hit 2 more in the postseason. That's very well timed. Momentum is so critical in the postseason. Like Jimmy Harmon getting destroyed is no bueno. I disapprove of that. Okay, okay. Good stuff. Can we lock it up? Yes, we can. Well done. None of our starters pitched that well in this series, but all of our relievers did. And that's very good news. Our bullpen once again belts out. Although, to be fair, Corey Perry actually pitched, or Chris Perry actually pitched quite well. He certainly didn't pitch poorly. He just wasn't like none of my starters actually won a game in this series, which is wild. No, Ramos is a starter now, isn't he? No, he's not. He's back in the bullpen. Okay. Another successful postseason series. Can we keep it up and win another pennant? Our third consecutive AL pennant. Jake Hager, the professional wrestler. He's playing. He retired from baseball now. Okay. Jacques Leto, it is fucking postseason time. I don't care if your limbs are falling off. You will be playing baseball for us. Nice. We needed a top quality starting pitching performance, and look at Ernie Jarvis. Ernie Jarvis is, in all reality, a very underrated postseason performer. Take a look at his statistics here. Look at his postseason stats. He's been pretty goddamn good in the postseason. So that's amazing. Are these like more people retiring? Maybe. Mm. All right. Excellent. Bullpen getting it done. Lovely. Brilliant. A real turkey shoot there. Lots of plays from both sides. Oh, I just said turkey shoot. That doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah. Amari Yob has not had a great postseason. I think he might be overexposed as a starter, if I'm being honest with you. Well, you can just sweep the Chicago White Sox and go to the World Series for the third consecutive year. You have to do it. I said Bob Newsworthy. It says Norsworthy. That's a less exciting name. How dare you? You know, like to symbol my games one at a time. Jerks. That's why I'm down 2 games to 1. Or 2 up. There we go. Now we catch up. Damn. Like, we haven't even been that competitive. Ernie, please. Please, Ernie, you're my only hope. There we go. There we go. Can we win it for the hometown crowd? We're almost there. You know what, guys? I've not played a game of this in a very long time. Let's say we play Game 7 of the World Series. How does that sound? I think it sounds amazing. Let's do it. I don't know why Jordan Alvarez is my number 3 hitter, but I'm not going to argue with it. Let's do it. Let's baseball. Oh my fucking god, that's loud. Hang on. Sorry. Okay, we did it. I know you really can't hear the crowd sound, but that was deafening, so yeah. Alright, Amari, I like you. Get him out. Brilliant. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gorgeous. Wait, isn't Juan Escalera the guy who used to play for me? No, wait, maybe? Are you a traitor? You are a traitor. SMH my head. No, I don't blame him at all. I definitely am the one who traded him. Nice work. Nice work, Shanul. Alright, Jacques Leto, you have a very important job. That job is to get on base. And wear down his arm a little bit. I wouldn't call that very high, but it is high. It is definitely a high pitch. You're going to take 2, get 2 strikes, and then I'm going to try to trust you to put the ball in play. Possibly. That was very hard hit, but you hit it right at the third baseman, so maybe don't do that next time. Gunner, let's see what you can do. Hey, infield singles are still singles. That's what I've always said. He's actually quite fast, but I really do think we have Jordan Alvarez take a couple pitches. That pitch could have been hit a very long way. The catcher's arm is decent. Let's steal second. You got off to a terrible start. At least you got a double of your own. Did you get thrown out at second? Oh my gosh. Okay, Zapata. Let's see you in action. Damn it. I probably should not have tried to steal second base there. That was a mistake. I got distracted by how good a good base runner he is. Would have filled your position well, Yob. I appreciate it. Kyle Tucker's still playing at this point? Damn. He's got to be close to 40. He is 37. That is close to 40. My math checks out. Damn it, Rodriguez. You've got a really good arm. I'm surprised that you fucked that up. I don't want to groove you one, but you're also playing pretty poorly, so... Nice. Come on, Chanul. Bad Chanul. I mean, you shouldn't be happy with that at bat. You had a really good pitch to hit, and you fouled it off, and that slider there. Could have kerploded that pitch had you had a mind to. Damn it. Good old Bryce Eldridge. Right to the pitcher. Very smooth, Thomason. Very smooth. Let's look at Kevin. I wonder if it's Kevin Mate or Kevin Mate. It's hard to say. Oh no. That's a double, I think? Yeah, it's a double.
Cotton candy!
I don't want to hear about your cotton candy. I guess it's a fairly easy infield play. Oh no! Escalera, you dirty jerk. I mean, I'd rather you walk a player... Oh my lord, did you just give up another home run already? You dumb fucker, Eob! Like, why are you missing these pitches where you're missing them? You suck, dude. And I can't even warm anybody else up right now. Two two-run homers is not what I need for my fucking starting pitcher. Yeah, you're done. Let's get Jake Ramos warming up. Like, holy shit, that was bad. Especially when we're not even getting on base. Can we just stop anytime now with these weak-ass little bounces? Oh my gosh, what is with this guy's fucking ability to get ground balls? Yeah, you're done, Eob. You fucking suck. Get in there, Ramos. In a game where we're struggling to get on base, giving up two-run homers, especially because you walked people on base, is just really terrible timing. Yeah, Ramos, I'm gonna need 2 to 3 innings out of you. Okay. The harder you order has to start doing some damage. You know what? I'll take a walk. I'll take 2 walks. Come on, Zapata. You know what? That's a single. I will take that. Bases loaded for Nolan Chanul. Really? Why on fucking earth did you hit a weak-ass ground ball? You need to drive the damn thing. Oh my gosh! What the fuck, guys? Bases loaded, we get nothing because we just don't hit. Oh my god. I don't think we're gonna repeat. I think we're done because we can't get any momentum. Like, having bases loaded and getting no outs because both of your players hit these weak ass little ground balls is just not going to work for me. Oh my god, knock it off with these fucking weak ass little fly balls all of a sudden. Come on, Ramos. Get him out. There we go. I mean, getting on base is important, so I will happily take a single. Come on, Thomason. Why did you fucking go for second? That was so unbelievably stupid. I certainly didn't tell you to do that. And now we get, once again, 0 runs. How can you be this bad at baseball when you won the second most games in the league? I don't know, guys. We're gonna go ahead and start warming somebody up. Let's warm up. Probably Peyton Tolley. That seems okay. Did I not actually warm him up? I suppose I... Oh no, I want somebody who's right-handed. He's had a really good season. Let's do Yeferi Smith. And then let's hope that we can maybe sneak through this inning without giving up any runs, potentially. I can't believe one of the best offenses in the league, if not the best offense in the league, has just been so utterly quiet. We got a pretty good inning out of Ramos, so I think we can... I think we could put in Yeferi Smith next inning. I think that's fair. What are you calling a strike? Yeah, that wasn't a strike. You're trying to be nice to the Rockies. I get it. Are you fucking kidding me? We're just gonna sit there and stare at bad pitches? Okay. Sure. I mean, let's be realistic here. The reason that they're winning is because they're shutting down Zapata. The single most important player on this team is the one who's not able to hit this game. So, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Nice. That's a lot of pitches to get an out. And a lot of those pitches are actually very, very badly placed. How about you don't do that this time? Nice. I will not be singing. I apologize. Yeah, we're not able to hit the ball, which is weird because it's not like their pitching staff is all that fantastic. But, I mean, they're getting it done. Like, they're getting a clutch performance when they need it. And we're getting the exact opposite of that. I mean, having bases loaded and getting 0 runs out of it is just a key, and I didn't get anyone else warmed up. Thankfully, Yeferi Smith had a pretty easy inning. But fucking Escalera, every time I trade a player and I face them again, they just destroy me. Let's get Marcos Paz warming up. You are dead meat, my friend. Our pitching hasn't actually been that bad. But the problem is that EO picked the absolute worst times to make bad pitches. And nobody on my team has been able to hit this game consistently. Like, I can't even get a leadoff single here, which we desperately need. I need you fuckers to get on base. That is a mandatory requirement. And yet, nope. Let's just hit easy ground balls. We don't want to play too hard. We're gonna take a pitch because I'm sick of you fucking bouncing out to first. Like that. Oh my god. Well, we got on base eventually. Oh, it's gonna be the top of the 9th. Let's go ahead and get Welch warming up. Come on, Henderson. Here we go. Jordan Alvarez, can you become a postseason hero in Charlotte history? No, you can strike out on a pitch you shouldn't have even been swinging at. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. I think what most frustrating is that we're not even coming close to doing damage ever since we fucked up earlier in this game. Really? You're just gonna give up a fucking double the first damn time you throw a pitch? Can you fucking not? Can you just not give up hits and runs? That would be delightful. No, we're just gonna keep giving up runs. Cool story, guy. I think one of the things that annoys me the most about the animations is how it's just like, I'm just not going to throw for like 16 seconds. That's an easy run. Like, there's no way that's not a run. Like, Fowler's easily going to score. Oh my fucking Christ, Fowler. How do you fuck that up? That is entirely on the defense. That's not even Welch's fault. That was an easy out, and you fucked it up. I mean, it sure was cool of us to not even show up for this game. For the league MVP to just decide, nah, Game 7 of the World Series, not that important. Can I just get 1 run? That's all I'm asking for. No, that's too much? Okay. Fuck you, Colorado. You didn't deserve it. This team utterly shit the bed. Like, they were not even competitive for most of this game. Getting destroyed by Escalera hurts. But this is what really hurts. Giacoletto, 0 for 3. Zapata 1 for 4. Man, that sucked. That leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, we don't have to win every World Series, but to just completely shit the bed in the most important game of the season is just gross. Zapata might very well win yet another MVP. And yet, my last memory of him is going to be him deciding that Game 7 of the World Series is just like a preseason game. Spring training. Why did I say preseason? Spring training is what it's called. That was very disappointing. Hmm. Sad. Like, look, we won the pennant 3 years in a row and came one game away from 3 consecutive World Series. It's hard for me to get too upset about how we're performing. Gunnar Henderson wants to come back. I feel like paying Chase Hampton is fucking stupid, so get lost, nerd. The fans love me, as they should. A new contract. 3 years, 1.8 million a year. Nice. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. This pisses me off. There is not more fucking strategy if there's no designated hitter. There just isn't. It's just different strategy. This idea that, oh, the National League was the better league for some because they didn't have the DH is fucking stupid. It's it's a dumb argument. Because you got to see terrible hitters hit 4 or 5 times a game. That makes it better? I don't think so. I think the designated hitter is a good thing, and that people who don't get hung up on like fucking weird double switch stuff, which is fun, I guess, but not that fun. Anyways, now that everybody decides to unsubscribe from my channel because I like the designated hitter. Let's talk about how the season actually went. I mean, we got great performances from a number of players. That's the good news. Zapata had a down year for him, but was still an amazing player. And I think that Zapata really suffered from not having people getting on base in front of him at the beginning of the season. I truly think that's why he wasn't as effective this year. Still probably the league MVP, though, or close to it. Andy Giacoletto, he really bounced back after such a rough start to the season. Stealing 51 bases definitely makes up for a lot of other issues. Gunnar Henderson actually had his best year as the Silver Wolf, which is highly appreciated, even if he is still overpaid. Chris Fowler was not meant to start when we acquired him, and yet that's exactly what he did and provided some pretty positive value. Giovanni Rodriguez looking like another really excellent catcher for us, which is exciting. Did Chris Thomason cool off quite a bit from last season? Yes. But I don't think his season last year was ever going to be repeatable. Like, I don't think that's his true talent level. The ability to just casually hit for a 520 slugging percentage. He also didn't draw as many walks, which is a little bit more concerning. Defense is still good. I mean, did our deadline deals actually help? Nolan Chanul was certainly good down the stretch. Um, Jordan Alvarez was not. He was almost completely inept with hitting for power, which wasn't great. Yeah, we had decent players, but very few of which I think were truly exceptional, other than Zapata. And when push came to shove, we had some definite issues. I think Jason Dominguez is low key gonna bite us in the butt. He just gets hurt too often and didn't even have a very good year when he was healthy this year. So thank goodness for Fowler, who is certainly going to be an important part of our team going forward. Was there any Jarvis excellent? You know he was. He is one of the best pitchers in the league, and I don't think he'll ever win a Cy Young because of it. Because he doesn't pitch as many innings as you might like, and I just don't see him winning a Cy Young. Jamie Harmon was great. Nate Quinn was phenomenal. We got some really good performances from some really talented pitchers this year that really helped us succeed. Even if Amari Eob was terrible in Game 7 of the World Series, he was fine. What do I think about our team? I think there's a lot of room for growth. I think shifting to a DH, no DH, is going to hurt us in a lot of ways. I'm not a fan of that. But I mean, we won 106 games. That's very good. We got to the World Series. That's very good. We were a win away from winning the World Series 3 years in a row. I think it's hard to get too upset with how the season went from a long-term perspective. And I think the best and most important thing that we've got going for us is that most of our key players are very young. Like, let's look at our starters. Of our offensive starters, I would like batters, please. Default. Like, how many starters are actually over 30? Well, keep in mind, Chanul and Alvarez are both gone, probably. Gunnar Henderson is over 30. That's true. And then it's Bryce Eldridge and possibly Jason Dominguez are all over 30. Everyone else is under 30, which is very good. Pitching wise, I have two 30-year-old pitchers in the entire roster, neither of which play a huge role. That's awesome. So our team is young and is only going to keep getting better as more and more players come online and show what they can do at the major league level. I think losing the DH is going to hurt us a lot. I mean, it's going to hurt the entire league, obviously, but I think it's going to hurt us in particular. So that's something to watch out for. And I don't know what the solution to that problem is. Sorry, I don't like I don't like not having the DH, and I don't think they would ever do it in Major League Baseball. For all the fun of seeing Bartolo Colon hit a home run or seeing Adam Wainwright hit fairly well, the fact is the average pitcher fucking sucks at hitting. They're really, really bad at it, and I don't want to see more bad hitting in a baseball game. Anyways, that's it conclude today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, remember to like and subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.